Welcome to Let's Relieve Regret, the uplifting podcast where we talk about how to relieve what you're worrying about.
It can feel so good to finally let go. Let go of past hurts, let go of old grudges, let go of self-doubt, self-shame.
The thing is, we aren't always given the tools to let go. We're told to get over it, or it's time to move on. But how do we do that?
We will share our stories, tools, and strategies of how we let go to help you let go.
Let's begin. Hey there. Welcome to another episode of the Let's Relieve Regret podcast. My name is Victoria Miraburcia, and I am joined by my co-host.
Hey, it's Shadoe. Shadoe Ball.
Shadoe Ball. Welcome, everybody. This is the podcast where you get to come listen to some regrets, some causes for applauses, everyday regular feelings and things so that you don't feel alone knowing that there's so many other human beings on the face of the planet that experience the same emotions, the same feelings that you do. So welcome on in if you're a first-time listener. Welcome if you're one of our dedicated listeners. We're so happy to have you here. So how are you today, Shadoe?
I'm fine.
You want to do a check-in on a scale of 1 to 10? How are you feeling?
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, probably like a 6 to a 7. That's probably where I'm at. Like, yeah.
Decent?
Decent, yeah. Like I said, I'm fine, but with a very extended eye. Like, how about you on a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, I'm going to give myself maybe like a 9.
Whoa.
I
awesome.
know, right? Because it's been raining here for the past couple days, big time. And the sun is out today, and I'm so proud of myself. Well, this is kind of my cause for applause, so I'm going to go in for my cause for applause because it connects to why I'm a 9. I went for a run this morning by myself. I've been trying to pick up running again with my husband, and I've been running with him like on average once a week, and he's really picked up running. And I haven't run by myself yet. And I used to be a big runner, and I haven't run in years and years and years. So I went for a 20-minute run this morning. So proud of myself. And then I jumped in the lake. It is late September as we're recording this, and the lake was still refreshing, and it still feels like summer out there a little bit, even though we're officially in fall. So that's why I'm a 9. And that's also my cause for applause. I'm very proud of myself for having the motivation or doing the hard thing and going for a run this morning by myself. So that's my cause for applause. Do you have a cause for applause?
I do. And actually, I'm also going to talk about your husband. Can you believe it? I know. So I was thinking about the time you told me that Christian keeps a very minimalist wardrobe. And I've always thought I couldn't do it. And I'm still not quite to the level that he's at. But I did come across this concept over the summer around like getting rid of any of your clothes that aren't your favorite clothes. So you know that feeling when you've just done laundry and you're like, oh, awesome, I can wear like this shirt and this pair of pants. And you're like, oh, I can't wait to wear all my favorite clothes. And then you get through those clothes and then you just kind of wear your like second tier, third tier, fourth tier clothing until you feel committed to doing laundry again. This person was suggesting get rid of all the tiers. Only keep your clothes that are 100%, they make you feel good. And I've done that process now, and it has had a ripple effect on everything. It has a ripple effect on my self-esteem because all the clothes I wear make me feel good. It has a ripple effect on how often I have to do laundry because I don't have enough clothes to let it pile up into a big mountain. Basically, like the urgency for like ADHD brains require urgency to get tasks done. So like when I'm out of underwear, I have to do laundry. And that used to be like a month. You know what I mean? Where now it's like by about day 8, if I don't do laundry, like I'm not going to have anything to wear tomorrow. And it's just such a huge mindset shift for me. So yeah, my cause for applause is that I'm embracing minimalist clothing closets in a way that I didn't think I'd be able to do, but I'm seeing the positive impact of it.
Okay, first of all, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Christian's going to be so proud of you too. Second, can I ask a couple curious questions?
Yeah, yeah,
This
for
is
sure.
actually like something that I do struggle with, which I've talked about before on the podcast. I have way too many clothes and I try to
Mm-hmm.
purge and I usually do a pretty good purge maybe spring or fall,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a really difficult time letting go of like the second tier and third tier as you call it, right? That I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I like this, it's good. I'll keep it. There might be a day that I want to wear it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
What was that process like for you? Like how did it feel to get rid of the clothes? Did you struggle with it? Was there like an emotional
Yeah.
struggle to get rid of it? How did you talk yourself through it? Like, what did you do?
Well, partly I had to. I regular listeners of the podcast will know that I had a flood this summer. So when I brought my stuff back into my home, I was like, there's too much of it. And so I started only unloading the things I really liked, and then was realizing that there was just all these baskets of things. And I'm like, I would rather just not deal with these clothes anymore. And of course, I'm still saving stuff for special occasions, and like that's got its
Yeah.
own little section of the closet.
Like you're
Yeah, but my general like day-to-day clothes, I was holding on to just way too much, and so much of it, I guess there was so much of it that was conditional. So that was a good part for me too, where it was like, okay, I can wear this tank top if I always wear this shirt with it, or I can wear these
I have
pants.
that too. I'm like, yeah, but I bought this shirt, so we'll go with these pants when I wear these pants.
Mhm. Mhm. But like if it's not like, if it goes with it, great, but it's like those things where it's like I actually don't like this pair of pants, but I'm holding on to them because and the reasons would be so silly, like, oh, the elastic's broken on the pocket, or this one doesn't have a belt loop anymore, and instead of fixing it, I'd be like, well, just one more wear, one more wear, one more wear.
Mhm.
But then every time I wear them, I'm constantly adjusting and fidgeting, and then I'm very aware of my clothes, which then takes up a lot of brain space, and I can't focus on the things I'm supposed to be focused on. So it just took practice. It just took practice that the more often I wore my favorite clothes, the more I was like, oh, I should just wear my favorite clothes all the time.
Yeah, and it's
Like,
just clothes
yeah, yeah.
and you're donating them. And it's not wasteful to get rid of clothes because if you donate
Hmm.
them, other people will wear them.
Possibly, but also I from Casey Davis actually has this really great book slash audiobook. I listened to it as an audiobook, and it was called like How to Keep House When You're Drowning, I think is the
Mm,
title of it.
good
And
title.
she has a chapter, and like basically the entire chapter is just she's so funny with it. She has such a great delivery. She's like, look at me, put your face in my hands and look at me. Throw them away. Throw them away. Don't donate them, because we get really like hyped up on the wastefulness, and we get really hyped up
Oh,
on
see, I
the,
just did
you
it right
know,
now. I just did it.
yeah, because a lot of times the clothes that we don't want to wear, like, it turns out that not a lot of people want to wear them either. Like, so
Mm.
especially if you're giving clothes that, like I said, if there's a broken, if any part of your clothes are broken or ripped or stained, sometimes we'll donate those because we're like, well, someone else will
We'll
put up with
fix
that
them.
or fix them, or there's potential here, or whatever. And that's not fair to the places that then have to sort through your donations and decide what's good and what's trash.
Oh,
Um, so if
interesting.
you're donating trash, you're actually giving more work to another person, and the only reason is so that you don't feel bad about wasting it. But realistically, it might get thrown in the trash anyway. So only donate like your good
The
stuff
good
that isn't
stuff.
your favorite stuff. But yeah, it's so different to get dressed in the morning and just know that everything I grab out of the closet, I already like. Like, I don't have to then be like, okay, stand in the mirror and, oh, this shirt's a little short. I better get a longer tank top on, or these pants, like, they're really loose in the back. So I better get this belt. But then when I put the belt on, they don't really sit right. You know what I mean? Like, I had so many clothes like that that I was just kind of putting up with, but then would really dominate my personality for the day. So,
Yeah, so like how did it
yeah.
affect your like mood? This is so interesting. So my mind kind of went to two places when you're saying this.
Mhm.
This is like a blockage for me. Like I know I need to clean out my closet more.
Mhm.
But one is after so many of my struggles, clothing has kind of become the thing of comfort. So like when I went through
Mhm.
my burnout, it was like, oh my gosh, I don't have to wear office suits anymore. I don't have to wear skirts or
Mm,
I don't have
mhm.
to blouses. I don't even own a blouse anymore. And I had like 10
Mhm.
blouses that I would wear to work, right? Or like dress pants. And so I got rid of all of those because I left that 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
And then it became like cozy clothes and what can I wear? And then I went even deeper down the hole because then I got sick with my fibroid tumors and then nothing fit me
Mhm.
because my stomach was distended. And then I got even more into the cozies and the jogging pants and those
Mhm.
things.
Mhm.
And it became things that like aren't even like nice looking jogging pants that are like a fit, like a
Mhm.
like a matching top and bottom or
Sure.
whatever. So now that I'm finally on the up and up after almost like I almost want to call it like my 10 years of bad luck or like 10
Sure.
years of right. There was a very stressful 10-year period that started with my burnout and then my physical health and now I'm on the up and up. For example, I went for a run this morning and I'm feeling stronger
Mhm.
in my body and my clothes are fitting better and all these things. So I'm like, yeah, it's like a self-esteem, self-confidence thing too, that I'm like holding on to all the comfy, cozy clothes when I should just be holding on to the favorites.
Yeah, but even with your comfy cozy clothes, like there are going to be favorites of your comfy
Yeah,
cozy
I'll
clothes,
hold on to my
right?
favorite
So
comfies because I like comfies, but not the
yeah.
ratty looking ones or like I can
But some
still
like
wear comfy clothes that look
yeah,
nice in my house.
sure. In your house, but also yeah, that's true. But also like there are times where you kind of need like keep like a pair of ratty ones because there
Yeah,
are going to be
a
those
pair.
days that like you're like I just want to wear my ratty clothes and like just shut out the world and all that. So I'm not saying get rid of all of that stuff because like favorite is so personal. It's
Yeah.
so what are your favorite clothes? What make you feel the most you, I guess.
But I think that's the key is like what makes you
Yeah.
feel like the most you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I can say that this is interesting because I have noticed like a shift in your energy in the past couple months. And you
Mm.
said you've been working on
Mhm.
this for a couple months.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
something is, and it's not simple actually. It's really hard to clean out your closet.
Totally.
But like it's something that we don't think actually will make a big impact on us.
Mhm.
So how
Yeah.
big an
For
impact has it made on you? That's my other curious question.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, the urgency piece is really what helped me too, because like we talk about ADHD a lot, and I've been, learning more and more and more about all kinds of different ways to trick your brain into doing the thing you need to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me, I was really letting it go, and then there would be a whole week where I was wearing clothes that I didn't like, but at least they were clean. And then I was adding it to this mountain, and then the mountain just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then that becomes a task that you avoid because it's getting so big where now, like, if I wear like my favorite sweater, like my favorite sweater on like a Tuesday, by Thursday it's already in the wash because I know I'm going to want to wear it on the weekend. So like it's just and then it means I don't have these mountains of laundry in my bathroom anymore, which, also just improves your ability to live. The other thing too is that like recently because we're coming into fall, I was emptying out another big it was a doom box. I'm gonna be honest, I found a doom box filled of stuff from last fall, and there was clothes, but there was also documents and pens and decorations and all kinds of stuff that I just didn't know what to do with. And I had the time this week to actually go through it and throw away stuff. And I used to only throw away the most like terrible things, but it's what am I doing with it? I wouldn't know where to look for these things. That was the other thing. So I was like, okay, just start throwing more stuff away because you're gonna have to. Like it's just a lot. But even as I got through some of my fall, like those clothes, I actually did keep like I think 4 items from that box and put them right back into my closet. And I was so excited to find them. I was like, oh yeah, actually I love this shirt. I can't believe I haven't had this shirt all summer.
That's what happens.
And
They're hidden
yeah,
amongst all the other things too, right?
totally. Yeah, because this was like a last year box. So yeah, so it was just like it really just impacts everything because it's your mood. It's again like getting ready in the morning, even to just take Gertie out, like I can just put on whatever. Like there's not this weird like, well, I got to save my good clothes, so I better wear some of my shittier clothes to
Oh
walk the
my
dog.
gosh, you are like speaking to me right now. It's crazy. Okay, this cause for applause we went really far on
Yeah,
this
yeah,
cause for
yeah.
applause, but I'm really
Yeah.
I'm really yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I could say is, yeah, I feel like a
Yeah.
little motivated and inspired right now by you. I'm
Yeah.
also like super proud of you because I know that's
Oh, thank
like a
you.
big deal for you to work through that with your ADHD, right?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm. Well, and also my body size. Like I definitely had an idea that like I had to keep all of my clothes because they just don't make enough plus size clothes. And actually right now in Canada, multiple plus size retailers are closing up shop
oh,
and
really?
lots of, you know, your more regular places are getting rid of their plus size lines. So and I mean I'm not buying a lot of clothes these days anyway, so like I'm okay, but I also think that that was this like idea was that I had to hold on to everything because what if there isn't the opportunity to buy new clothes? Um, but yeah, I'm letting go of that being
You
the
have to have
reason
like
to hold
hope
on
and
to
belief
stuff.
that there will be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, if I have it, like clearly I still have enough clothes to get through at least a week.
Yeah.
So what am I doing? Like, you know, I have a washer and dryer in my home. I don't pay extra for it. Might as well get the most use out of it.
Yeah. Wow, that might be the best cause for applause we've ever had on this episode.
No,
It's
that's
awesome.
so sweet of you. Thank you. And I mean, even talking about it has brought my mood up a little bit. So I'd bring myself up to about an 8 instead of a
Even
6.
better.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
good. So good. Should
Mm-hmm.
we get into some regret?
Sure.
I literally don't remember who went first last time. You want to go
I
first or you want me to go first?
sure I can go
I'll
first.
probably just cut this out, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Also, listeners, we don't know what the other person's going to say. I just want to say this. I know I say it every time, but we literally don't know what the other person's going to
Mm-hmm.
say. So, all right, Shadow, you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. I have an experience I need to let go of in order to move forward. I regret losing touch with people that mean a lot to me. There are some people I really care about that I have not made the effort to recognize throughout the years. The consequences of holding on to this regret are that I am missing out on their presence. I don't even know how to start the conversation without feeling foolish. And then more time passes and I get even more awkward about it. The reason this has been on my mind recently is that this September I realized that my first year of university was exactly 20 years ago. I was kind of feeling sentimental and I was feeling this pull to reach out to some of the people I met that first year. And I really wanted to let them know how much I appreciated their friendship and how knowing them has shaped who I am even to today. I was even considering writing like a handwritten letter and putting them in the mail and doing the whole snail mail thing. So I made a list of the people I wanted to write these letters to. Realized I only had the addresses of two of these people. Then I realized I would have to contact the other people to get their address, and then I realized I don't even have the phone numbers for some of these people anymore. And like, yeah, we're all on Facebook, but like, I don't know, this message feels like too important to send that way. And then because of that, I start spiraling and think like, do they even want to hear from me? Like asking them for their mailing address would be kind of weird after all this time. And then I get even really like into my own head about like, were we ever friends? Were like they only humoring me when we were friends all those years ago? And like, yeah, I could blame COVID, but the reality is I just haven't done enough to keep these people in my life. I try to comfort myself with the idea that people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And with the challenges I've faced over the last few years, I know that I've done everything that like I could do to reach out to these people, which means I didn't do it at all because I just didn't have the capacity to do so. And like I need to forgive myself and say that that's okay. And like I can't say that I'm relieved yet. Like I'm not there yet. I'm currently just hopeful that I'll find the nerve to reach out, and I know that once I feel that comfort, I will feel relieved then. So, like, I know I'm capable of keeping friendships alive without burning out, but I'm still really struggling with that first step.
Thank you. Did you want feedback or did you just want to be heard?
Feedback?
Oh my gosh, I struggle with this too so much. I can't even like, I don't know if it's like an ADHD thing, a neurodivergent thing, or just a general human being thing. Because
Hmm.
when you look at other people and think, why they're so great at like keeping in contact with all their old friends, like you have some people
Yeah.
it's like, oh my gosh, they're so good at it. They're so good
Hmm.
at like maintaining that communication. I really like that you said that I want to learn how to forgive myself for it.
Hmm.
But if there is deep cravings, I also want to talk a little bit about the like imposter syndrome. Do they even want to be my, like when you start to spiral down?
Hmm.
Can we recognize that as rejection sensitivity dysphoria, maybe?
Yeah, I also think it's something tied to like we've talked about before, where like it's not just the rejection sensitive, it's that I was such a different person then
Okay,
too.
that's
So it's not just that I'm like, oh, they didn't really want to be my friend or whatever. It's that that person is not really who I am these days. So do they even want to hear from me? Or again, were they just being nice to me all those years ago? Like, and see, even
so
talking
I
about it
have a
right
curious
now, like,
question. Sorry, go
yeah.
ahead. What were you
No,
gonna
no, no, it's okay.
say? So my curious question is, do you like yourself more now than you
Parts.
did then?
Parts of me I like more now. Parts of my younger self I like more.
Yeah, so there could be like two things driving it almost. Like for me, I like myself way more now than I was in the past.
Sure.
And I'm
Yeah.
almost like a little like one regret or embarrassment or shame that I hold on to was like how I
Mhm.
behaved in the past.
Right.
So for me, it's like reaching out to people. I'm like, do they think I'm crazy? Do they have the ability to see that I've changed because they were important to me in my life? And
Mhm.
but it could go the other way too, I guess. What you're kind of saying, like some parts, it's like there were parts of me then that don't exist now, but I really liked those parts of me then, and I that's
Yeah.
so it can go both ways, I guess.
Mhm. Mhm.
But then it's funny, like we always think of or remember friends stagnantly, like who they were when they
Mm.
were in university. They must be the exact same person now, right?
Yeah.
But like acknowledging that they've also changed too and
Mhm.
had life experiences. So one of the things I wanted, one of the things I wanted to say was, I'm going to get a little woo woo here.
Sure.
I really believe in inspired thoughts, like in inspired action. So in
Mhm.
that moment when like a person comes to your mind, and I'm trying to learn in my life how to do this too, because again, I really struggle with exactly what you're saying too, is reaching out to people
Mhm.
or is, if they come to your mind, I actually believe that there's a reason they come to your mind or there's an energy, like they might be thinking of you at the exact same time or they need to hear
Mm.
from you at the exact
Mhm.
same time. And I do believe that like scientifically and woo-woo-y that people carry energy, right? And when you have
Mhm.
that thought, that creates a brainwave and the energy goes out to the world. So if you're a highly instinctual person or a highly sensitive person or right, like I really do believe that when you have those thoughts that you should reach out to that person. Because haven't you ever had a phone call from a friend where you're like, oh my God, this is exactly what I needed right now. I've been struggling.
Mhm.
So nice to hear from you. And I
Yeah.
believe that when we have those thoughts, we get to be that person for that friend. I think
Mhm.
I do believe that there's reasons or energies about why those thoughts are happening. So I would, I would also kind of say is take the risk.
Yeah. I guess another fear I have is that like maybe I'm just being too sentimental. Like I don't think of any of them are thinking about it because a lot of them, have kids and lives and I'm not as busy as they are. So if I were to reach out and be like, "Oh my gosh, can you believe we've been friends for 20 years?" They'd be like, sure, yeah." But like they're not even
Mm.
in that
I
mind space
think
anymore.
I think that if you make it kind of like, oh, I was thinking about you on our 20th reunion and I just wanted to drop you a note to say that you were like an important part of my life then. I just wanted
Mhm.
to say hi. Like, I think anyone would love to get a message like that.
Yeah, I guess, and then here we go. See this. From every angle I can make it negative.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because then I start thinking about like, okay, so when I have received those kind of messages in the recent like past, they're almost always from people who are trying to get like an MLM going, and it's like, hey, girl, like
Oh, yeah, that's true.
haven't
That's
heard from you.
annoying. But I
So I
think if
don't
you
want
make
it to come off like that either. So like I feel like no matter which way I want to reach out, I feel kind of trapped about that I'm going to do the wrong thing. I'm going to do the wrong thing and now that person is never going to be my friend ever again versus like if I just
you're
don't do the wrong
catastrophizing, yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
if I just don't do the wrong thing, I can keep the potential that like we could become friends again.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I
So it's weird.
maybe
It's a
you
weird
just
one.
say that because yeah, the MLM thing's really annoying. But that's what I mean. Just be like
Mhm.
super genuine, like be yourself. Like that's all I wanted to say. That's it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, or even preface it and be like, literally, I'm not at, or like in brackets at the end, like PS, literally, I'm not doing this because of an MLM. I genuinely,
right.
like, honestly, just say it.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, literally, this isn't one of those cheesy MLM things. I literally was just thinking of you and wanted you to know.
Mhm. Mhm.
And you know what? The people that come to your mind first, again, they're probably thinking of you too.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
So, it's just yeah, it's like this weird thing where like I'm just like I'm regretting letting them go, but I'm also now stuck in the like, okay, how do I fix it? Well, there is no solution, so I'm just going to keep, you know, I
Oh my
don't
gosh.
like sucking on it like a lozenge. Like it feels just like this like constant like ache in a way that I don't really know how to address.
Yeah, I have this so much too, honestly. Like, I don't talk to
Mhm.
any of my high school friends, and I loved my high school friends.
Right.
Like, it's almost like I create these, like, moving on. I hold on to the things that I'm not supposed to hold on to and feel this worry and this regret and this shame. And then the things that I should try
Mhm.
holding on to, I just like walking away from that now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, for sure. And it's yeah, it's so bizarre because I think also like the weird element where like a lot of these people are on social media. So like I maybe have not had a conversation in 10 years with some of these people, but they post like, "Oh, me and my kids at the apple orchard." And I'm like it, love it. Like, but that's not a relationship, Like I don't
No, but
know.
if maybe if you do some comments, like I actually like have had a couple old friends come out through the woodwork recently just from putting comments like they found me on Facebook or Instagram, put comments and I'm
Mm,
like, "Oh my gosh, hi!" Right? Like
yeah, yeah.
so it's pretty exciting for me. So again, you can be the person on the other end of that, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I also, it doesn't have to get deep right away. Like it can just
Oh,
be
for sure.
like reconnecting on a light level. Like it doesn't need to get
Mhm.
deep right away either.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have another curious question then. Are you going
Sure.
to your university reunion this year, Head of the Trent, which is next
Oh,
weekend?
no, we don't have I mean, I don't have any plans to do it. But then I guess, part of me starts thinking about, like, if I end up seeing a picture on Instagram where some of my friends do go.
FOMO, like the missing out.
Oh, I have such a bad FOMO, and, like but then it's not like I did anything to, like, make it happen either, you
Well, is
know?
this week the week to reach out to some of those friends and say, "Are you going to the
Oh,
reunion this weekend?" Or is that
okay.
you're right away? You're like, "Eh."
No, because okay, and this has been a problem since I was a university student. Nuit Blanche is the same weekend as Head of the Trent, and I freaking love Nuit Blanche. I do it
Can
every
you
year.
remind the listeners what Nuit Blanche is?
Well, Nuit Blanche is a all-night art festival that takes over the city of Toronto. It runs from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. and it's everywhere there. And I mean, over the years, there's been really good years and then some years that aren't as good. But I think that this is going to be a really good year for it. I've already been looking at the exhibitions and planning my route. So I don't think driving to Peterborough, doing Head of the Trent, and then coming back to do Nuit Blanche, I don't have the capacity to do both of those things.
Well, does that give you an answer right there, right now, about what's important to you, the past or the present?
I mean, why can't they both be important?
I don't know.
But I
Why
know,
can't
I
they both
know
be
it's
important? If
yeah.
you're
So I
saying
mean,
you don't
yeah.
have the capacity to do it, what would give you the
Mhm,
capacity to do it? I don't know, right?
mhm. Yeah. So
It's an
that's
it's an interesting like position to be in. Also, I think you should take action on it either way. But
mhm,
I also don't think I think it's almost one of those situations where you're not going to make a wrong decision because if you don't contact them, your life is the same.
mhm.
And if you do contact them, bonus. Like, do you know what I
Sure.
mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
that's
but I think you should take action in some way. Like if you say to yourself, yep, I'm not going to the reunion and I'm going to do Nuit Blanche because this is my life now and it's something I look forward to every year and I'm going to do that. And then maybe you contact them later. But you have to say to yourself something so you don't get that FOMO if you do see like a social media post or something, if people did
Hmm.
get together, right?
Yeah.
Or
Well,
maybe you send people messages saying, I know it's our 20th reunion this year. I've just been thinking of you. I can't make it to homecoming this year, but I just want to let you know I'm thinking of you. And if you do go, I hope you have a great time. Maybe that's how you reach out.
yeah. Yeah, that could be good.
Give just a
Um,
little note, like a little I'm thinking of you note, you
mhm,
know?
mhm. And presumably not a lot of them will go because also like not only has my life changed, everyone's life has changed. So like what really brought if you're not a rower, going to Head of the Trent was like a drinking day and I don't drink anymore. So like also there's not much for me there other than the connection with the people and like walking around campus. But I did that last summer. Ben and I were driving through Peterborough and we got out and just walked around the campus and it was really lovely.
I got to
So,
tell you something that I just learned.
yeah.
This year, they got rid of the beer tent.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
So for those listeners out there, it's like a big homecoming weekend for a university here in Canada, Trent University, and it's instead of like a football game, it's a rowing regatta because that's the main sport of that university that Shadoe
Mhm.
went to, and I'm a rower, so we both have a connection to it. And there's always been a
Yeah.
beer tent on the side of the river, so people will be drinking beer and there'll be live music and stuff while the races are going on. And I was
Mhm.
speaking to one of the organizers a couple days ago, and no beer tent this year. Is that
It makes yeah.
wild?
No, because I think the younger people aren't drinking as much, which is good. And like as much fun as I had, like it's weird to think about like okay, my second year of university, we I was old enough to drink. I'm just trying to think. It was it second year or third
Yeah,
year
for
that this
sure.
happened. I
You would
think
have been
maybe it
old
was
enough in first year.
third year. No, and I wasn't old enough in first year, no. And neither were most of my friends. And actually I was old, like I was not
Oh,
old enough in first
wait, you're
year.
younger than me, right? I forgot how much
Yeah.
younger than me you are.
Yeah, so I was 18. I was 18 in September of my first year and then 19 that December. But like I can remember, waking up early, like 7 a.m., going to a pancake kegger. Then you have all your beer and your pancakes. Then you get to the beer tent. Then you have a bunch of beer there. Then you take a nap and then you go and you hit the clubs that night. Like, and as fun as that was, I don't think that that's a form of fun that a lot of university students are still partaking in.
Which is incredibly healthy. That
Hmm.
we're not like my generation, like honestly, we were all binge drinking. We were probably all, if you looked at the classification of an alcoholic, probably most of us
Oh,
were,
absolutely. Yep, same.
right? So
And I'm not that much younger. It's 5 years. Like,
I know, I know. But still, like it's incredible. Like it is. It's healthier to not be promoting
hmm.
drinking as much. So, anyways,
So yeah, and even
went
when
down
I
a
was
rabbit
like,
hole about Trent University.
yeah,
So, speaking of
yeah,
being a different person now than you were
hmm,
then, you basically just
yeah,
described to us who you were then and who you are
hmm,
now, right? And
yeah,
I don't know, maybe you don't have to contact 10 people, but maybe you contact like your top three or your top
right,
five.
maybe,
And maybe it's just a quick little note. I mean,
hmm,
I love getting little notes like that from people.
yeah. And I think this is
It
me
doesn't
all
need to
over.
lead to more. Maybe
Hmm.
it's just an I'm thinking of you right now. Maybe it
Yeah.
does lead to more, maybe it doesn't. You can't control it.
Oh, for sure. I also think this is me all over though, where like I get an idea, and the idea was that I was going to write handwritten,
Hmm.
beautiful letters and send them in the mail. And because I can no longer do that version of the thing, I'm not going to do it at all.
So I struggle with that too. This is
Mhm.
what I mean by inspired action, or when you have that kind of intuitive feeling about a person. I'm trying to teach myself to just do it right away. It
Right.
doesn't have to be a big, beautiful, special thing. The big, beautiful, special thing is that you just reached out to them. But like I'm the
Mhm.
same way too, like a beautiful note in the snail mail or a sticker, or right? But that may also go to like self-worth. I'm not sure. I'm just
Mhm.
like vibing here, but I think that in order for them to appreciate that I've reached out to them, it has to be something big and special. But The
Yeah.
reality is like I'm worthy just as I am, and I'm pretty awesome just as I am. And I actually love who I am right now. So I don't have to
Mm-hmm.
make how I reach out to them special. The fact that I'm reaching out to them is special. And that's
Mm-hmm.
and I honestly everything you've said I struggle with too. So and then it becomes a thing and then you get overwhelmed by it and then you don't do it. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to do the thing where like if someone pops into my mind, I immediately send them a text or a message on Facebook and say, "Hey, you just popped into my mind. I'm thinking of you."
Yeah, that's
I'm
cool.
trying to do that more and just keep it really light and easy. And that's all it has to be is just a one sentence thing. I don't want it to be exhausting for me or for them. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to keep
Mm-hmm.
it light. And
Mm-hmm.
it's also teaching me to really tune into my intuition because there's so many times where like I will hear from someone, even if it's just my friend right now, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, guess what happened to me 5 days ago?" And I'll be like, "Oh my God, that's so weird because I literally was going to reach out to you 5 days ago." And
Mm-hmm.
so trying to learn how to trust that my instincts are correct and that just reaching out to someone to say, "Hey, I'm thinking of you," is always a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to make it light and easy, not like this big overwhelming thing to reach out to people
Right.
from my past. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm definitely, yeah, this is so relatable. For me, it's relatable. I hope it is for you that's listening, but like for me, this is so relatable. And then I'm like, and then I go, oh, miss my chance. And then like a couple months later, the person will pop into my mind. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to write this amazing email.
Yeah.
And then I don't do it. And I go, oh, miss my chance. And then I look
Yeah.
back and I'm like, oh my gosh, if I just contacted them a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yeah. 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 There's one person I've kept a little bit more in contact with, but it's only because I was certain that I saw her on a poster. And I was walking around downtown and like, are you in this campaign? And I sent her the picture and she wrote back, I wish I looked that good. And I was like, no, I'm telling you, like, this is you. Like, why are you not telling me the truth? But it was just someone who
so
looked
see,
so
that's like
much
a
like
perfect
you.
point.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, this poster looks like you, and you just send her a quick email or text or however you did
Mhm.
it, and then you've been in contact with her a bit more, right? That's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like, make it light and easy. It doesn't have to be like
Mhm.
the overwhelming exhaustion because I have to put all this energy into something to make it special in order for people to
Yeah.
remember me and love me.
Yeah, I think it was because it was so concrete, right? Like
Mm.
because it was such a concrete, like here's this thing that I see, like I saw this of you. It
Yes.
removed that like I don't know how to reach out or how to position this or
Mhm.
because it was a concrete example, so it did make it easier versus like I don't want the person to feel any uncertainty about why I'm reaching out.
I really like how you just said that because that's kind of what I'm trying to do right now is to make my intuition the concrete thing.
That's cool.
My intuition, I'd like to really start believing in my intuition or the thoughts that I'm having. Your intuition is really just your subconscious brain bringing you information, right? It's bringing it to the forefront.
Mhm.
But to acknowledge that my intuition's a concrete thing. It's a real thing. It's not fake. It's a real thing that this person came into my mind because there's probably some kind of energy I'm reading that's going on with them right now. And if that's a real
Mhm.
concrete thing, so I should reach out to them. Or there's some
Yeah,
energy within myself that I need to resolve with that person. And we better if I just resolve it now.
right,
It could be my
right.
subconscious brain bringing that person to mind to be like, maybe you should apologize to this person, or maybe you should reach out. There's unresolved things there, and I should just resolve it instead
Right.
of let it linger.
Yeah.
Like both ways. It's either your
Mhm.
brain or energy, however you want to look at it. Both things can be true, both things can be real, but it's
Mhm.
a concrete thing. And that's what
Mhm.
I'm trying to like train myself to do right now, or the habit that I'm trying to change. But it's bang on. Like everything you said, I feel it bang on as well, like 100%.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. That's really comforting.
Yeah, like I'm going through the same thing. And is there anything else you want to say about it? Because I think this is all of your regrets are always relatable.
No. I really like the idea that like the intuition is the concrete thing. Like this is something I'm gonna have to like really noodle on.
Yeah, noodle on it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, thank you for sharing that because I do think it is something that particularly women in midlife struggle with too. Like for the other
Mm.
reason that you're saying is like we get into bubbles kind of in our 30s, 40s, and 50s. And then I think like this is just a pattern in life I observe. And
Mhm.
and then we reach out and like our friend group kind of gets small because we're focusing on work or we're focusing on having kids or we're focusing on moving up through the ladder at work or we're focusing on our marriages or we're focusing on right.
Mhm.
And so there is this kind of almost isolation, mini isolation or bubbles that happen in our 30s, 40s, and 50s as women. And then we kind of reach out again later after the kids leave the house or after we're retired.
Mm,
And they're really, or when work slows down or whatever it is. And I really think there's no reason that we can't have really meaningful relationships in our life during our 20s, 30s, and 40s when we really need it.
mhm,
But I think what you're describing is part of why that happens because I'm
mhm.
feeling the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's let you take the mic over. Do you have any preamble today, or do you want to just like jump right into your story or
Yeah. My regret today is not for me, it's for the world.
Oh, wow. Okay. Whoa. Speak it to the mountain, my word.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Just kind of going to say it and then I'm going to say why. I'm not going to follow there's something I want to let go of. I actually think there's something that the post pandemic world needs to let go of. They're returning to that I think they need to let go of. So here's my regret. I regret, and it makes me incredibly sad, that office places and companies are getting rid of hybrid or remote work. And I regret that for the world because it works for everybody to be more mentally and emotionally healthy and to have better balance and alignment in their life. The reason this came up for me is here in Ontario, a couple weeks ago, it was announced that all Ontario government employees starting, I think, October 20th, can no longer work remotely or hybrid. They all have to be in a physical office space and go back to the way it was before the pandemic, 9 to 5, 8:30 to 4:30, whatever it is, in your physical office space. There isn't opportunity for working from home anymore unless it's like an emergency. I have quite a few friends that work in the Ontario government in different branches, and I just, as soon as I kind of read that in the news, literally my chest seized because the ability to work hybrid, the reason that one of the reasons why I stopped my 9 to 5 government job is so that I could work from home because I need that for my mental health. I mean, there's many other reasons. I had a breakdown. I don't like having a boss. I don't like, there's all these things, right? But I do think it's a healthier, more balanced way to live and work. And I get the argument that productivity can happen when you're working in teams together in an office space. I get that. That's why I'm like pro hybrid. Maybe you're in the office 2 days a week and 3 days a week you're at home because sometimes things happen through osmosis and conversation and you can get, good brainstorming going and that kind of stuff in the office place. But I really feel like this is going to be a future regret if everybody is returning back to the traditional 9 to 5 work in an office space that existed before the pandemic. And the thing the pandemic taught us, for me, when I worked for the government, was like we were not trusted to work from home. We couldn't bring a laptop home or a computer home or have access to the internal database from our homes. Like we couldn't be trusted. So it created this almost toxic atmosphere of like, we don't trust you as employees to do your job properly. We don't trust you with information to keep that information safe. You can only have that information or access to that when you're in the workplace. But it's really kind of belittling, micromanaging. It's not a way to support your employees to feel capable, confident, competent. And when you feel capable, confident, competent, and supported, you do a better job. And we proved that that's simply not true. That it's simply not true, this I don't trust my employees to work from home, because we were incredibly efficient. We got work done. We did stuff, and our mental health was better when it comes to work. Obviously, our mental health was through stress through the pandemic because we're worried about the pandemic. But I mean, and in these few years following the pandemic, people have felt more balanced. Mental health is better. They're appreciating the work from home. and forcing us to go back to the way it was before the pandemic and not acknowledging the lessons that we learned during the pandemic, what the silver linings actually were to make us healthier physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, environmentally, connecting to nature, taking breaks, going for walks, all those things. If we lose all those lessons, we're not evolving a society. And so maybe this is a preemptive regret. I regret that it's happening now, but 10 years from now or 5 years now, I think society's going to look back and say we regret forcing people to go back to 9 to 5. Because it's actually starting, in my beliefs, it's actually starting to put a chip in this pandemic that we're having of mental health issues that are related to overwhelm and stress. We've actually started to put a chip in it or a dent in it. I don't think that dent is going to grow if we start forcing this back to work 9 to 5 in person. So that's my preemptive regret. A little bit different today, but that's it.
No, that's great. Thank you for mentioning all of these things and highlighting how important it is. Do you want to have feedback, or did you just kind of want to get that out there?
Yeah, I want to know what you think because you always
Oh,
have a
Victoria, we could do a whole
I know we could
series
do a
of
whole
what
episode.
I
So
think about this.
but
No, not even a full episode. I could have like a full season where every episode I talk
yeah.
about a specific topic about why it's so ridiculous. And I don't mean to be this passionate about it,
No, I'm
but
passionate about it too. So you take your 10 minutes, take your 10 minutes on the soapbox because literally all I did was just stood up on a soapbox and said how frustrated I am with this and it's a regret. So go for it. I want to hear what you think.
yeah. And I will say, so again, thank you for sharing. And like you were sharing a lot of really good, like individual benefits, like the benefits for the individual person and their families and their mental health. That's all wonderful. And I agree with all of it. I also see a lot of collective benefits to continuing this approach that seem to just be ignored for money reasons.
Mm.
So I think collectively, just traffic, the amount of traffic that forcing that many, even just not just the, and let's stay focused on just the Ontario Public Service. Okay, I'm not going to talk about the banks. I'm not going to talk about all the other businesses. Just OPS. OPS, the OPS employs 60,000 people in this province, roughly. So, and in Toronto, about 25,000 people that have found homes elsewhere that are now going to be on the transit network every single day.
Or cars, 25,000
Cars. Oh
cars.
yeah, I'm talking about the network. I'm just talking
Okay.
about like the roads, the trains, the planes, the automobile, like like all of it. Like I get I do understand the idea that okay, if we're all in the office, we can all get back to productivity and we can all support all the restaurants and the small businesses that needed the office workers to kind of survive. The path businesses, which if you're not in Toronto, the path is an underground network that connects all the
Office
buildings,
buildings,
office
basically.
buildings that has like little
Basically like a
food courts
giant
and
food
stuff.
court. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, like, a lot of those things did suffer. And I'm not saying that they didn't suffer and that we shouldn't do this. I agree that hybrid is probably the best approach for all of these things. But then I also have seen some really disgusting, again, wealth stuff around this. So we're about to hit a huge recession again, right? Like that's just knowledge. Like the bit between AI, the stuff around the pandemic, and just stuff that's happening down south, we're about to hit a huge recession again. That might even trickle into a depression.
I'm just going to say tariffs. You were
Yeah,
kind. You
tariffs
said
too.
the stuff happening down south, but I'm just going to say it.
Oh, that plus just the general weird policy decisions they're making. That's a whole separate issue. um, so we're about to hit a recession, and no company wants to be the company that cuts 10,000 jobs, and that includes the Ontario Public Service. So my understanding is that this is also an HR move.
How?
Because if you demand that everyone has to come back to the office 5 days a week and people quit,
Oh,
you don't
it's
have to pay severance packages. You don't
weeding
have to
stuff
pay,
out. Mm.
yeah. So this is also an attrition move. It's that they want to like slim the workforce or modernize it or whatever word they're using these days. But at the same time, they don't want to get the heat for it. So if they put out it's the same as like, your friends who are in relationships with guys, or I'm going to just say it's guys. I'm sure there's girls that do this too, that
They don't want to do the breaking up.
they don't want to do
They
the
want
breaking up.
someone to
So they
break up
just,
with them.
yes. And I,
Yeah,
I see that with this
I've seen
move.
that pattern.
And I think that and I also am so angry about the idea that they keep calling it return to work as opposed to return to office.
Ooh, words are so important.
Yes, they keep saying, "Oh, we got
Words
to
are
return
so
to work."
important. It's sending a like subliminal message that we haven't, that people haven't been, I didn't even think about it that way. But it's
Yeah.
definitely subliminal marketing or messaging to the general public.
Yes. Yes, because there's also a general public idea that public servants are sucking off the teat of the taxpayers and that they're lazy and they get to work from home and they have these cushy jobs and stuff like that. So it's also to increase the division between the people who can't work from home because literally their job is in a hospital or a restaurant or a store or a construction site. Like there are lots of jobs that can't work from home. And I think that the current government wants to make sure that the people who do have that continue to hate on the public servants and the people who are able to work from home. They want to keep sowing that division. So they love the public perception that public servants don't work hard.
And two former public servants here, everybody
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
listening.
I remember being a public servant and always kind of getting like the elbows of like, oh, you got that cushy,
Yeah, people would
must
say
be
that to
nice, must
me
be
too.
like, yeah,
And I was working my butt off, so much
totally.
so that I paralyzed my body and my mind, right?
Hmm.
I was
Hmm.
working my butt off. So this is interesting too. This idea, and I think it's an idea from literally like the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s when it was a dream to work for the government. You got paid really well.
Yeah.
You weren't overworked. There was enough employees to cover the jobs. But
Hmm.
honestly, government jobs now from the 90s, maybe from the, let's say, the mid aughts,
Hmm.
like 2000, because it was sweet when I first started working for the city in like the year 2003. So let's maybe say 2010 and up, was like, it's not a cushy job anymore. Staff
Hmm.
are overworked. Workload portfolios are 300%. Like one person's doing the
Yeah.
job of three people.
Yep.
And this is very common practice now. So people are like, oh, you get benefits, you get cushy jobs. That's not what's happening. That's not what's happening with
Hmm.
Canada Post either right now. We have a huge
Yeah.
problem in this country with Canada Post. I think it's gonna collapse.
Hmm.
So these unionized government environments are not what they were as dream jobs in the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Hmm.
They are very different now, and they are very overloaded, overworked,
Hmm.
stressed out. And again, I love that you look at from like the whole picture and I look at from like the individual picture.
Hmm.
My concern is for all of these individuals who may have burnouts or
Yeah.
overwhelm or actual physical health issues as a result of this.
Hmm.
And your concerns equally as valid. Like, I didn't even think of that perspective because my brain doesn't go there. Like, it's going to cause traffic problems. It could cause healthcare problems,
Yep.
overloaded healthcare again. It could
Yeah.
cause, like, yeah. Okay. Shadow and I can get really angry about this. I think we can go really deep into this. So I'm going to
Yeah.
say, is there
Yeah.
any other point that you want to make quickly? Because maybe we will
Yes.
do a sidebar mini so on
Yes.
this where we just talk it out. But yeah.
Yeah. I
What
have
else?
one more thing, and
Yeah.
this is more the individual level, is you're also asking people to commute 5 days a week and carry their workstations back and
Right.
forth. You're not, it's one thing to like be going to your office or your cubicle where all your stuff is. But now you have to hotel, you have to book a room, you have to make sure that there's enough space for people. I was talking to someone who works at a bank, and they were saying, and I'm not going to say which bank, but they were saying that they're starting to bring people back, but they sold off a bunch of their property
Yeah.
in
So
the
it's
first
this
few years of the
shared
pandemic.
desk situation.
So now you're talking, you don't get your own desk.
That's
So
also
yeah.
happening in the OPS. I've
Hmm.
also heard that from my friends that
Yeah.
work. in certain jobs. Like some jobs you
For
have to
sure.
have an office for like
Yeah.
security and privacy laws and stuff, but in other ones it's like you just come and you use any desk that's available. You don't actually have your own desk anymore. So yeah, you're
Hmm.
carrying your work stuff with you. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
big one too. Big backpacks,
Yep. Yep. And
back
again, like
strain,
health.
shoulder strain. I'm
Yep,
just saying.
all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And again, I get that if you're a construction worker, you're like, well, I have to carry my tools and I got this. And I'm not trying to put a voice on construction workers. I get it. But I like it's so interesting to read the comments around these policy announcements and see comments from people who are like, well, good, you gotta go back to work. Get off your fat ass or whatever. Like,
Yeah, it's
oh, are
ridiculous.
you really upset that you can't or like the anger around because that's the other thing. Like I'm angry, but it's like I feel like I'm responding to the anger I'm seeing about these kinds of things where like someone's saying, "Well, I don't get to do my laundry throughout the day, so why should you?"
Okay, let me make an equal response.
Mhm.
I'm not a smoker. So how come
Right.
you get to take 10 breaks a day when we are at the
Mhm.
office space and I don't?
Mhm. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, there's just
So
this
it could get
real
really petty
yeah.
that way where it's like tit for tat. I think we need to
Mhm.
get away from the tit for tat and just like look at human beings like human beings. Like, what have we learned about
Yeah.
what we need to be healthy, to feel grounded, to feel centered? Like, we've learned from the pandemic coming back to it and having this kind of hybrid or work for home. We've learned that we need autonomy. We need to be trusted to do our job. We
Mhm.
need to get outside in nature. And when you work from home, you could be sitting outside on your back deck or your balcony working,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We know that we need connection to nature. We know that we need to really take seriously our emotionally and mentally health. We know we need to take care of our
Mhm.
financial health too. We learned that from the pandemic too. So many people went on EI or went on social support. But when
Yep.
you work from home, you're saving money in gas. You're saving, right? It's a financial move for
Lunches.
the individual too. Your lunch is going out for lunch. You're not
Mhm.
buying a Starbucks coffee every morning. So if you look at all the things on the wellness wheel that we now acknowledge are all part of health, it's kind of, I don't know, poo-pooing on it, you
For
know?
sure. And I love I'm saying I'm 100% with you. I agree with all of these individual points. My thinking is that back when I worked in inclusion and accessibility initiatives, if there wasn't like a collective reason or a bottom line reason, things didn't change. You could stand on your soapbox for a whole day talking about individual benefits,
Right.
but if it doesn't change the bottom line of the employer's business model, which unfortunately government is still a business,
Yeah.
it nothing changes because that's not enough reason for the people who are making these decisions,
Yeah, I'm
unfortunately.
curious about like productivity, right? But
Mhm.
I don't know if they will take note of productivity during hybrid times versus back to 9 to 5 times. Like,
Mhm.
because there could actually be studies done, and there have been studies done on this stuff that argue for having corporate wellness programs and having workspaces that are more inclusive. That's why so many like startup businesses and stuff have ping pong tables and fun things
Mhm.
and might have policies about you take as much vacation time as you want. And on average, people only take 3 weeks anyways. And
Mhm.
right, people need to lean into those studies again and productivity because productivity is the one that matters to the business, right?
Yeah.
The government doesn't look at productivity in the same way.
Yeah, and how what does productivity look like if everyone's coming to the office to just sit on video calls anyway?
Right.
Like,
And the other thing for me is when at one point during my job, I was so lucky to work in community centers and always be interacting with the community. But at one point, I was put into like a cubicle situation. And honestly, I wasted so much time in the cubicle situation because people just walk around and stop at your cubicle and then have a half an hour conversation with you and then go back
yeah.
to their desk. Like they come over to ask you a question about something and then it turns into a longer conversation. And you're
Mhm.
honestly not getting a lot done because there is a lot of chatting. And I think the human brain does that because it needs a break because you can't sit
Mhm.
in a cubicle for 8 hours. So the
Yeah.
human brain's naturally going, oh, I'm going to get up and ask this person a question, and then I'm going to get like an intellectual stimulation or social stimulation.
Mhm.
So I'm curious, there's probably better productivity at home. So instead of the intellectual social stimulation, you're going out and getting environmental stimulation. You're putting your feet in the
Mhm.
grass, you're taking a break, you're going for a walk and coming back
Mhm.
to work, but you're probably getting more done.
Oh, I think so too. But I will say my understanding too is that there are some people that their only social connections are their work
That's
connections.
fair too.
So that's also, it's devastating, obviously, and like, like, but I don't know if we can, like,
Well, that's
and
why
I
I'm
think,
kind of pro
yeah,
hybrid, right?
yeah, yeah.
Pro
No,
hybrid.
exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely
Okay.
pro
We
hybrid.
did it again. But I think we
Yeah,
could talk about this forever. But this isn't just about the Ontario government. This is happening all
oh,
over the
for
place. It's
sure.
happening in the
Yeah.
States. It's happening across Canada. This, like, returning back to what it was before. And it makes me really sad that the pendulum is flipping back. And I wish that we could just take some more time to really learn the lessons that we learned that are the silver lining lessons from the pandemic about what is
Mhm.
healthy, what is balanced, what is health, what is public health, what is individual health, what is health for whole communities. And it just makes me really sad. And I
Yeah.
think we're going to regret this. I think as a society, we're going to regret that we didn't take more time to really lean into what is what is healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, who knows that if everyone's back out and everything too, like, does another, like, what about if the flu this year is particularly bad?
Yep.
And then everyone, like, when you had the flu and you were allowed to work from home 5 days a week, you still worked, and that's not necessarily healthy either. But
Yeah,
like,
you
if
force yourself to go to work,
you
right?
force
People
yourself,
going to
yeah.
work sick all the time. That's It's
Mm-hmm.
not healthy to push yourself and be like, no, 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 I'm fine. This attitude
Mm-hmm.
that like nothing will get done if I don't do it, these toxic
Mm-hmm.
workplace environments, this
Yeah.
pressure to work while you're sick. I mean, we learned to let go of all of that during the pandemic. And it makes me really
Oh, see,
sad that perhaps it's capitalism, perhaps I don't know, but it makes me really sad. And mark my words, this is me talking from my intuition, everyone,
mm-hmm.
right? Like, mark my words, we're going to regret this.
Yeah.
We're gonna regret this.
Yeah. Sorry, I just want to specify that I actually mean that people who have hybrid or like remote work opportunities actually do push themselves more to work while they're sick, but
Oh,
they
you
do
think
it from
so?
home. They do it from
Interesting.
home. Like, you won't, like, I think that will be the only reason you'll get to work from home in the future will be, well, I have the flu and I don't want to like
Mm,
get everyone else
yeah, that's
sick,
not good either.
but
You should
then
just
they'll
take the
work.
day off when you're sick.
Right. But like, that's not, like, that's why I'm saying, like, there
If you
are
have paid
business.
sick days, we can get into a
Yeah.
whole other conversation about not getting
Yeah.
paid sick days, which is a whole other thing. I think you should have paid
Mm-hmm.
sick days. I think everyone should have paid vacation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, okay, that's a good point too. It's a good point too,
Mm-hmm.
Shadow.
So everything's, yeah, it's just a wild, wild time. So I think this was a really good regret to share, Victoria. I think this is a very interesting time for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And the way change happens is you keep talking about it, everybody out there. So if this like activated in you or made you have some aha moments or made you think, yeah, just talk with your other friends about it, talk
Mm-hmm.
with coworkers about it. Like, we just keep the conversation going that we need to, keep health. It's the main priority here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Well, wonderful. Shall we do our closing out exercise?
Let's do it.
Okay, great.
Come on to the front edge of your seat, everybody. Put your feet flat on the floor if you can, and if it is safe for you to do so, close your eyes if it is safe for you to do so. If you are driving, please keep your eyes on the road. Feel the points of contact that you have with the earth, with nature that we talked about today. Your feet on the floor, your bum on the seat of your chair. Imagine it's your feet in the grass. And take a big breath in and a long breath out. And sink down into those points of contact, recognizing that those points of contact are gravity, holding you onto the face of the planet. And just because of that and that alone, that means that you are wanted here. The earth will never let you fly away. You are valuable and wanted. Take another big breath in and a long breath out. When we breathe out longer than we breathe in, we activate our somatic and parasympathetic nervous system. That's the nervous system that gets rid of cortisol, that tells us to relax. Sinking deep down into those points of contact, letting your shoulders drop. Take one more big breath in and long exhale out. long as you can. Feel the difference in your body, in your mood. Saying to yourself, I am worthy just because I am. And here is your quote for the week, or your thought for the week to contemplate on, everybody. My goal is to rise each morning filled with immense gratitude for the life that I have built for myself. Build that life. Make the small changes, whether it's cleaning out your closet, taking the 5-minute breaks outside in nature. Build that life with small and slow solutions. You can open your eyes, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope this was an impactful day for you, an impactful conversation for you. Maybe a little bit of joy, maybe a little bit of fun, maybe a little bit of deep thinking. And we are so grateful for you for supporting us. And if you want to support us to continue this podcast that we fund ourselves, please give us a 5-star review. We love reading the written reviews in Apple Podcast. We love getting the 5-star reviews on Spotify. Please give us those reviews. It helps us with the algorithm. It's free for you, and it means the world for us to continue to get the support. And the most important thing that you can do, tell a friend. Tell a friend about how great it is. Refer this podcast to them when they're looking for a new podcast. That helps us out so much. We appreciate you so much. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye. This episode of Let's Relieve Regret was produced by Shadoe and Victoria Muir-Bercia.
Editing by me, Victoria Muir-Bercia.
We are an independent podcast supported by you, our listeners.
If you think this podcast sends a valuable message, you had an aha moment, or learned something new about yourself, help us realize our goal of reaching as many listeners as possible.
We encourage you to take action and support us right now by choosing one of the following options.
You can easily support us by
following us on Instagram at relieve.regret.
Tell 2 friends.
Leave a 5-star review on whatever app you're listening to us on.
Leave a tip at coffee.com/Let's Relieve Regret podcast. That's ko-fi.com/Let's Relieve Regret podcast.
Join our conversations in the Facebook group, Let's Relieve Regret Podcast.
Find all this information, all the links, and more in the podcast notes. Okay, bye.
Bye.